big fuzzy yak.
Okay, so honestly, wasn't really expecting too many like replies or comments off of that last video. The video that I said I just wanted to say, and it was 20 minutes long about yeah, da, 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 da. Go watch that video. Anyways, I got this lovely reply from Celeste. Yeah, so I'm just gonna like read it to you guys because it was like really freaking sweet. I really appreciate her taking the time, and this was like a big, big old comment as you can see. So I just took snipping tool and I snipped it off the YouTube page. Yeah, because otherwise all the videos were gonna be showing up on the side as well, like while reading the comment. I figured this would be more focused. All right, so I'm just going to read it, and Celeste goes, let me start off by saying that I know I haven't known you for a long time. In fact, it's been a pretty short time. But you are for sure the most positive streamer I've met in the longest time. You literally have brought a smile to my face on my darkest days and give me the motivation to be a better, despite my current circumstances. Oh, to be better during, despite my current circumstances. You're completely right about how the world is horrible and they could change things, but they choose not to. The healthcare system is awful for all different countries because money speaks all. We could have more workers, but the companies treat employees like absolute trash, but then complain about employees not being loyal or committed. She's so freaking true with this. This is so true. So many people are sick and have cancer. So many people are dying from so many illnesses, but the people in power choose not to put that effort in because it will be money out of their pockets. She's so right. These companies, like medication pharmacy companies, would rather have a patient be hooked on a drug that they need than actually give them a cure to give them, a life. So they'd rather have money than do what's morally and ethically right. So, she goes, and even if there's such a cure, it's literally going to cost you an arm and leg and a whole house mortgage to pay for it. Overall, the world needs a lot more better people in those statuses and the ranks. And for some reason, we just don't have that. She's right. I try not to give up on humanity and that it can get better, but some days I just say F it and do my own thing, knowing I'm doing what I need to do. I completely understand what you mean by having NPCs in your life. Laugh out loud. I had and still had many in my lifetime, and some of those NPCs have definitely stopped my life for a few months at different times, and I will not allow that to happen ever again, she writes. Some people want you for your status or the influence you have. Some people want to reach out to you just to get an audience or somebody to use you in some way. She's exactly right. When I was doing really well at streaming, a lot of people only messaged me when I was doing well. And they'd be like, oh, I want to be live with you when you go live because I want everybody to see my name. It was all for them. Like nobody wanted to like actually like help like make content outside of streaming. Nobody wanted to help video like make videos. They just wanted to do the easiest thing for them to get attention and not like do anything to actually like help and make the experience better. So she's exactly right when she says that. Only to throw you out once they're done with you and go back to their lives as if nothing happened. Those NPCs will definitely head S. And she's right. Now that I switched gaming categories and I lost that fan base because it's become toxic, those people have disappeared. And every once in a while, like one random person will come in and be like, "Oh, do you remember me?" And I find it so frustrating. I'm like, "You were with me during a 3 month period where I was all like hyped out, and then I switched because everybody was getting really, really toxic and acting really childish and selfish and just stupid." Yeah, and like where are those people now? So yeah, this is something a lot of content creators will be able to resonate with. um she goes, I'm so happy I got to know you as a person. I hope the best for you and people around you. You're a beautiful person inside and out, and I wish I was there a lot more like you in this world because we'll definitely become a better place. I wish I had a positive way of thinking that you had because some days, aka most days, I struggle a lot with it. So kudos for you for keeping your head up. And um she's seeing me at this time period of my life. When I was 18, my mom passed away. I'm the one that found her. I came home from school and I found my mom. That was really hard for me. I didn't get any help. My family didn't send me to therapy or anything for that. I had to deal with finding my mom. I was the one that notified my family. I didn't get any help for that. And the next year of my life, I like just kind of just I stopped talking to everyone. I stopped talking to my friends. I didn't hang out with anyone. People would come up to me at school, and I wouldn't say anything. I would just walk away, and I would just like wake up crying and cry myself to sleep for like a year to two straight from that point. And then when mom passed away, like the first month into senior year of high school, and I got a major diagnosis of inflammatory bowel disease. So like my senior year of high school was wrecked. My mom passed away, and I got a major life diagnosis with my ulcerative colitis. So my senior year was wrecked. Going into my freshman year of university, I tried to be positive and just say hi and smile to everyone and include everyone. So I definitely had a different shift. So I think this is like the positivity where we're coming through with what like Celeste is coming into for like where my change happened. So I was trying to get myself and pull myself out of like this depressed, like really down, ugly state of living that I was in with like everything I went through that year. And I got bullied a lot. I got bullied. I had teachers bully me. I had some teachers that like helped me, but like, yeah, definitely wasn't a popular kid. Didn't have many friends like growing up and stuff. Definitely made fun of a lot. And then I had all that happen. So going to college, I would like tried to just flip from that whole experience. I was really scared going to like college, university. I was really intimidated. I thought I wouldn't do well. You know, I always thought I was dumb because I didn't do well in school, but it turns out it was I didn't do well because I wasn't interested in the things that I was learning. So if there's something I'm not interested in, I just can't learn it. I'm just like whatever. And I learn the things I'm interested in. And I've always been like that, but no one's ever discussed that with me. So that's a game changer. So yeah, when I went into university, even though I went through all that bad stuff, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be smile and be nice and say hi to everyone. So that's what I did. I always like smiled and said hi to people that I walked past and stuff. And then when we were at the cafeteria, people had asked if they could sit at my table because they knew me because I smiled and said hi to them. And this like I met so many people from this, and I did the same thing in the gym. So I would say like saying hi to people walking between classes, and then probably being at the gym and saying hi. And then like if I played like any group things in the gym, like if we were playing volleyball or basketball and people asked to play, I always let them join. I always let them join. I was never like, no. I was like, yes, come play with us, you know, because it's hard enough for people to ask these days to like join in something like that. It's very intimidating to go up to a group of strangers and ask to join in. So yeah. And then even with like I was saying at the cafeteria, they would recognize me because like I said like hi to them, just like smile and say hi and be nice and friendly, you know. And they just asked to sit with me. So like they had that like safe space with me. So like I was never like, no, you can't sit at my table. I didn't own the table. People want to sit down, that's fine. And I'm a slow eater, so by the time I got there and the people that were eating with me originally, they would get up and they would leave. And then like new people it would be all new people sitting there after because of how slow I ate. So, but like I was always like, yeah, you can sit here, you know, because you like see when people get their food and they're looking for a place to sit, you know, they have that anxiety and they freak out and they're like, oh, there's no like places to sit or I don't know anyone. And like, you know, I always gave people that space. I was like, yep, sit here. And you know, if they wanted to join the conversation, I'd let them. I'd always like introduce them so they'd feel welcome, you know. So I try to always like provide that, and I try to do that like with streaming, Celeste. So this gives you more of a backstory, Celeste, because there's a lot of stuff I gotta fill in with you as well. So then you wrote, where were we? All right, so we're talking about being the positive bit, so we left off there. And then she goes, I love you and I appreciate that and felt the emotion in the video. And yes, I did cry in several points of the video, but that's besides the point. And let me say, when I read this video, I read the comment that she wrote after this video later. Like I cried a few times when I read this originally. As you can see at the top, it says this was 5 days ago because I have a lot going on this week. But I did tell her, I was like, I totally want to just like read your comment and put it up there and fill in some things. I did say that to her because I was like, I really appreciate her taking the time to write this because I didn't expect this kind of response. And like, I'm overwhelmed, but like in a good way, if that makes sense. Yeah. Um, so appreciating for emotion in the video. Yes, I did cry so much in your video, but that's best beyond the point. She goes, you're an awesome person. Every time I see you and with every stream you give someone joy and that they didn't have coming in. And she's right. There's a lot of people that are coming in from like situations, all kinds of situations in life. But I try to like put that past them and just like try to bring like that happy joy to them when they come in. And if they want to talk about what's going on, like I'm truly open with it. Like I have someone that's been coming to my stream for almost two years now. They're extremely lovely. But I can tell you, like they've got like personal family issues with their family, where their family doesn't treat them like with respect, and their family really makes fun of them to the point like it's really hard for them and stuff. So the other day they came into my stream and just said that they've been crying for 10 hours straight because of everything that's been going on. And I said, you know, you can tell me what's going on. Like, we don't mind taking the time. Just tell us what's going on. You can send me a message in Discord. Like, it's totally fine. And I'm really glad that I have that opportunity to provide that safe space for people, instead of like, I know other streamers would get really mad and just like ban somebody for that. They'd be like, oh, you're being negative, oh, you're taken away from the stream, oh, blah 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 blah. But I'm just like, just tell me what's going on, and just by listening, if I can help, then that's one thing. If I can give you suggestions, that's another thing. If somebody in chat has also been through that and they can help you, like, that's another. So like there's all these possible opportunities, and I don't want to shut that down for them. That's the thing. I don't want to take that away when they've already been having a hard time. um so she says it, so, and then it goes, that kind of talent, or should I say power, is very telling of you as a person. So she's trying to say like a lot of people can't offer that to others. So she's trying to say that that's a good point about me. So I appreciate you saying that, Celeste. She goes, I would gladly enjoy watching some more of these talks and getting to my voice, my inner thoughts that are usually shoved deep deep down inside in a deep bottle. So she's got a lot of stuff that she wants to express. She's like, for me and Celeste, she's an amazing streamer. I met her, she was playing Lunch Lady. I seen this like game called Lunch Lady on TikTok, and then I went to go on Twitch and I checked it out, and she was streaming it. And you know, she was really fun and energetic. So she's played the horror game, and she was really good at streaming. She's really good at engaging with her chat and community. And I fell in love with her. She was so sweet. And when she told me like she struggles with like going live or other things, like that really like hit me, because I saw like this really nice, wonderful, bubbly woman. That is what I saw when I met Celeste. And for her to say that there was this whole other side that is usually more of her life than what we get to see in those moments, like I was dumbfounded, because she's amazing and she deserves the best. So I like to remind her of that she's important and I value her, and I'm happy. I'm so happy that I've met her through Twitch. She goes, you're definitely correct in your statement that we often don't hear how good we're doing or how great of a job we did. If only you heard that more and often, the world could be a lot less destructive, you could say. From what I can gather, we often hear what we can improve on or how we could have done something a lot better, instead of congratulating us on smaller things that built up on the bigger things. What people fail to realize is that encouragement goes a long way. You can compliment me on the way I organize my bench, and that will push me to do a better job with cleaning or grooming or my office work, etc. See, this is huge, not only in school, but even in work. I remember like working in healthcare and dealing with like patients in really, really sensitive environments is something I really wanted to go into, because I remember how I was when I went into it, when I was a patient going through all this stuff, and how the staff dealt with me. But when I came to England with the NHS, I did not feel like this. And I was like, what is wrong with the admin system in the NHS? It is completely different than what I have experienced in America growing up. So I wanted to work in the NHS frontline as admin, as reception, and I wanted to give them that experience. Sometimes I did well and sometimes I failed. Some days you are clearly just burnt out and you just can't function, and people will just kick you to the ground and stomp on you when you're already down, especially when you were working 10 to 12-hour days taking chemotherapy. People have no consideration towards what you're going through when they're the ones sick. They don't care that you're sick and you're taking a chemotherapy drug for your autoimmune disease. Like they could care less. It's all me, 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 me. I'm the patient. But like when you're trying your best to provide that care for them, and like you're just burnt out because you can't function because your own thing, and you get that, oh, it's really hard. But even how she's saying that, like, if you get something that would compliment you, So if you have a job that's gonna compliment you, say you take a grade at that, you're gonna start doing better. But if you have a job that like nitpicks at everything, or just anything, not even a job, just people or whatever in general that nitpick at every little thing that you do, like you're not gonna like find that space to grow. You're gonna like shrink and you're gonna like yeah, you're gonna shrink. You're not gonna grow. You're not gonna be able to participate as much. You're not gonna try as hard, you know. Everything will get smaller instead of bigger. So yeah, let's say that. Give some compliments. Like I was saying to Celeste, like I thought she was a great streamer. She's welcoming. She's very engaging with her community. She's really bubbly. She's so funny. You know, these are all good things. I wasn't like, oh, this is bad, that's bad. Like, you know, I hope this makes sense, people. All right, so where were you? And then she goes, this is partly why I smile every day, even I wish I can watch the world burn. Yeah, because there are good people in there. And some days, you know, that there's not. And some days you wish the world would get what it deserves for all the bad things that just keep happening. I totally get that. Some days I feel the same. I'm sure everybody feels the same at some time in their life. Not all the time, but at some points you're just like, I just don't get it. All these bad things keep happening. Why can't good things happen? And especially when you're the target, it's like, oh. And then she goes, you never know what someone's going through, so that one smile can brighten up their whole day and make them feel as if they're worth it and they have someone that cares for them. Celeste, that is exactly right. This is like what I was trying to say earlier. Like when I lost my mom and I got that major diagnosis of my ulcerative colitis, like I didn't have anyone. I felt so hollow. It's so hard to describe how you feel when you lose someone that was like the most important person in your life, and it's just like a piece of a puzzle out of you. It's just like gone and removed. It's so weird to describe. And then like how like a year later after that, going from my senior year of high school, the worst year of my life, to my freshman year at college university, and how I decided to just try to change that and be positive and just smile through it. And like I had to build my own world. That's basically it. I had to build my own world, Celeste. That's what we're gonna say. I smiled and I said hi, so then that way there were no strangers. Everybody was a friendly, happy face, and if things went further, they went further. But then it didn't feel like everybody was like a stranger and giving me dirty looks and out to get me, you know? It's a weird way to, I don't know. I'm sure some of you guys can kind of understand, but when I'm just talking here by myself, I feel like I don't know if you guys are gonna understand what I'm trying to get across, but hopefully you do. This was really fun. I'm really glad that Celeste wrote this lovely comment. I hope she sees this video and she writes something. Doesn't have to be as big as this time, but as big as this, but I think this is fun, and I'm really glad that she supported me doing the little video message because it's different than my normal content. Normally I'm just streaming on Twitch. I tried doing all the funny things on TikTok and stuff, and I tried doing some tutorial stuff. None of that stuff really works. The main thing that did work for me, I've switched out, you know, and I'm okay with that because I needed the changes because I couldn't deal with the all that. That was too much for me. I can perfectly say that. I can perfectly be honest and open with that. So I'm trying different things. I'm happy with trying the different things, you know. And yeah, I can't wait to see if Celeste comments back on this video or if anybody else comments on it or wants to add to what Celeste has to say. Um, yeah, maybe, hmm, hmm. Let me see something really quick. Let me see if I can pull up Celeste's Twitch page really quick for you. Um, so that way you guys can just see her page at least. I mean, drop her a follow if you'd like. Uh, Celeste Glow Up. Yeah, so I'm just gonna show you her page really quick. Don't feel forced to like have to follow her, but like, you know, but at least feel free to like check her out and get to meet your new friend, everyone. So yeah, this is gonna be her page. So yeah, this is her Twitch page, Celeste Glow Up. Her about says, "I'd like to say I'm a jack of all trades, but a master at none. My curiosity is always piqued, and I find myself knowing little of everything. Hope you enjoy watching this circus that I am." And yeah, so that's her Twitch page if you guys want to go find her and check her out because I think she's truly amazing. So yeah, thank you all for being here once again. And if you want to see some kind of other thing or video or me talk about anything else, just yeah, just let me know in the comments and maybe we can do another video like this because obviously I'm enjoying it and so you're enjoying it. I don't need a million people to like my content and that if I help one person like I have with Celeste, then it's everything. So thank you. Big Fuzzy Yak says, go get yacked on, world. Take care.